abstaining. Go ahead and get the Shelby County Drainage Board meeting started for Monday, September 22nd, 2025. First order of business on the agenda is approval of minutes for the 9/8/2025 meeting. I'll entertain.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
Actually,
Actually, you have to abstain.
Abstention.
Okay,
Correct.
2-0 and Jason abstains.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we have Mr. Jeff Powell, County Surveyor, on a Zoom call. Jeff, you can hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I apologize if there's too much background noise. We're actually driving to Bryce Canyon here this morning. We're going to do a early morning hike. So,
Outstanding.
yeah. You want to go ahead and get started here, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay. I've got a few things to address. One being on the agenda, we had the Reinhardt ditch. This is a report on the removal and replacement of that culvert. This is just on the east side of Columbus Road there, north of 250 South. The work's been completed on that. We ended up installing that 42-inch dual wall polyethylene pipe. I think it looks really pretty good. Ramsey Farm Drainage did that for us there, and I think that is completed. And I do have an invoice in here in a packet that I left for you guys for $5,254 is the cost, and that was what was estimated to be to pay for that repair. That is going to be coming out of the SM Thompson Van Pelt. There's multiple drains that are involved in that. But that's part of that watershed, and that's what we're going to be paying that out of. I'm just looking for an approval to be able to pay that.
All right, can we have, is there any discussion about that? James, do you have any comment, or that just looked nice. I think it turned out actually better than I thought it would.
Thank you. The only comment I got is we did install that culvert at Jeff's request, slightly lower than the county's culvert below us. The one at the road, I'm assuming you've seen it, Ben. Yeah, it's not in great shape. So the intention was we lowered this one, so then when you guys install your new one, it can be lowered just a little bit, but.
The one that goes across 250.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But otherwise everything went well out there.
Yeah, the thought process there was when we lower or when we do the one there at 250 South, if we step that size up, unless we go to a squashed pipe, Ben, you're going to be needing some cover also for any upsized pipe. So and it wasn't that much lower. So I think we'll have a good product in the end once everything's taken care of.
I think that's good forethought. And like we said prior to, going ahead and looking at doing the other culvert south of that and increasing the size of it as well. And that'll also increase the time to drain because that goes from Long Acres, comes down south there, goes across Columbus. And so I think that'll be a good deal for everybody involved.
The landowner did mention the old culvert was kind of a dam. It held water from that culvert up to the road, up to Columbus Road. So it will be interesting to see with the increase and everything, with all the work we did, if that solves that for them.
Right.
Hopefully we just don't flood 250 South now, but.
Well, that'll be the next thing. I think we'll be good until we get that replaced, hopefully. So, I guess it depends on the type of rain we have, but it's anyone's guess. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that, James. Do I have a motion to approve the Ramsey Farms invoice for $52.54 for the project there we just spoke of?
So moved.
Second.
In a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, thank you.
Jeff.
Okay, the second thing I've got on the agenda there is and I don't know if this is actually the order of the agenda. I apologize if it's not. It is in my notes. The Smithland tile. I've also presented an invoice from Ramsey Farms here again to do the tile investigation that we had down there on the Smithland tile. This is actually for the portion that we repaired on the north side of Freedom Street. And I actually don't have that number noted, but you guys can see it there. We can put it, trying to find that myself here. Apologize here a minute. Let's see here. The Smithland tile repair. This is for an amount of $3,930. And I'll let James kind of elaborate on exactly what we did there if you got any questions there. But I think everything's taken care of there. And I believe, and James can confirm, this would be the final invoice that we need to pay for that Smithland tile.
Yeah, that project's wrapped up. We had held on that invoice for a couple of weeks because we were waiting to final grade the yard. Everything's seeded and blank and taken care of now, so.
There's some drainage issues there. Now it's along Freedom Street.
On the north side of Freedom Street, yep.
Does that button everything up then? We're good down there now for a time being.
Yep, and Steve, the landowner there, was appreciative to get this all taken care of and looking forward to hopefully not having any more problems. So,
We actually did that for a lot less than what we initially thought.
Yes.
We didn't have to go and replace that entire tile in there, so that was
yeah, some of the other investigation work we did south of Freedom Street, there is still a short section of roots in there. But we did end up kind of confirming that what we originally thought was worst case scenario is not the scenario we have at the moment. So.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the invoice for $39.30 for the project we just spoke of on the Smithland tile.
So moved.
Yeah.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Hey, Jeff, you got one more? Well, you have several
Okay.
more, but
Well, yeah, we got a few more things on the agenda. I'll try to be quick here. The Glessner ditch is another one that we did a tile removal on. And I will just point out here, yes, James Ramsey is doing these jobs. James Ramsey is not the only contractor we work with. We've worked with some other contractors this year also. These are just a few little knick-knack jobs that he was available to do. So I don't want to get the impression to anybody that we just work with James Ramsey only on these. So, but this was a Glessner ditch culvert removal only. This was a culvert that was, this is in town. I don't remember the street address, but it's in portion that was collecting debris and it was causing flooding in the Glessner ditch. The crossing was an old farm crossing that obviously was no longer needed, and the landowners there that was utilizing that for just a simple walk bridge basically agreed he didn't need that anymore, and was agreeable to us removing it. So that's what we have done. And this amount of, and this is, yeah, Glessner is $3,812. That was for the removal of that, and also dressing the banks back up and doing all that, which I think we've got once again a very respectful results of that. I don't know if you've seen that yourself, Dave, but I think it's turned out well.
yeah, and just to be clear, this is the ditch that goes between Berwick and Countryside. Access kind of limited. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. And that also led us to another discussion on we need to implement some regulation on what can be done by, what's the homeowner responsibility, what's the county responsibility as far as brush removal, spraying, planting trees right on the edge of the ditch bank, some things like that. So we need to, I mean, that has nothing to do with this invoice, but that's something that we need to follow up on. But that looks like that's going to be a positive thing in the flow of the water going through there for sure. So,
Yeah, yeah. Dave and I, just for those listening in here, Dave and I did take a walk on this drain, and yeah, there was quite a few of situations, and I have, Dave, just for your information, made some attempts. I think I know who owns those apartments back there where they had tossed that brush, and I'm working on getting in contact there to be able to get that removed.
oh, okay, good. That's good. All right. Well, I'll entertain a motion to accept this bid and invoice, I guess, from Ramsey Farms for the Glessner Ditch project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
Okay, and then the next thing I had on my list here is the Country Club Heights. We did get the work started on that here this past week. Again, I could maybe ask James just to step forward and to just give a quick brief update and kind of his intentions here of this is basically storm structure inlets that we had that were failing. We've got suck holes along the sides of them and things, and we're just trying to get some of those repaired. So I'll let James kind of give a brief report on that.
We got the structure at 75 Janesma Drive replaced Friday. That one's 100% done, seated, taken care of. We did not get any further on that. We're waiting on materials for the other ones. So there is a structure that just needs topsoil. We just ran short on Friday to go ahead and top dress those. So we'll, depending on weather this week, depends on how quickly we'll get those taken care of. Materials for the other structures won't be until at least Wednesday. So we're kind of waiting on that, but as soon as we get that in, then we'll be.
That's replacing the concrete / brick structures with the
Yeah, the one we found on Janesma Drive, we found that, I think actually the reason it was failing was whenever there had been the expansion on the drainage done previous to me being involved. The contractor had maybe done a subpar connection into that structure. And so that was probably the issue there. So these others are, a lot of them, I think we got 3 more to do. 2 of them are what we consider dead end structures. They're on the end of a line coming into the main line. So they'll be easy, but the way they've built them out of bricks are just falling in on themselves. The only one that's a mainline structure is the one that's the most complicated to install. That's the biggest holdup on materials, is trying to get that structure built so we can install it. So.
yeah, I think that's the best way to solve those problems for a longer term solution. So appreciate that.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll, in a few days, be able to get back to it again. And all those structures are close enough to the road. So even with a little rain, we can still sheet the yard to get the equipment into the yard and do minimal damage to get in there. Some of these other projects are a lot more difficult to wait on that. So with these ways we can do.
It's so easy.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one should be pretty easy to keep working on as we go through the fall. So.
Okay. All right. Jeff?
Okay, the last thing that I have on my list here is the Zell Patterson tile report. Obviously, it was last week, previous week to that, I believe it was. Yes, that we went out, met with the gas company here, located these gas lines. Had quite a bit of conversation with the gas company, and I'm actually getting in contact with a different person than what I had previously been communicating with on potential ways to get underneath this gas line if we were to replace that section. We do have this as a possibility to do. And they are not saying we can't do it by any means. However, it is not going to be a simple procedure. I met with Brian Moore just the other day, and we discussed this in length. as to what we could do with this to make this thing most feasible to do. And we are coming to the conclusion that it, it is going to involve getting underneath this gas line. It's going to involve quite a bit of effort to do a drop structure or anything that we might do. The option we are looking at having is that we can discuss further yet is we may just end up having to run with the grade lines that we are at and just replace from the gas line north, which is upstream on that tile, and get through those the willow areas to get this thing flowing again. My concerns in doing so are that we've lost so much gradient, I think, because those tiles currently come up over the gas lines, that it has flattened things out. And I mean, it is obvious that it has created a problem.
Did you shoot the grade to see if we could, how much we could flatten that out if we had just went to like a zero fall for, you know, several feet and then get back on grade?
I do have some grade lines that yes, I did. And I've got some grade lines that I've been working with. And that's why I was kind of having some conversations with the gas company to see how we could, you know, if we were to try to get underneath them, you know, would that be a benefit to us, and what we can do with it.
Okay. All
I
right.
do,
Well,
I do have those grades. I don't have anything in with me in front of me right this moment to discuss with you on that, Dave. I apologize there.
no, that's fine. No, I mean, I just think we need to stay diligent on this and see what our options are and try and look at the best option for that, because I think there's no, like I said, there's no simple or easy solution for that, but we're going to have to find the best one and try to implement that and try to get it done this fall. That's my hope anyway.
Yes. Yeah,
So.
I do concur. So yeah, when I get back here from vacation here, I will certainly sit down with you and go over what you know, the grade lines that I've come up with and what I think our best options are. To make contact. There's a different gentleman with the gas company that's actually over that part of it that I'm made an attempt to get a hold. I'm just for a call back.
Okay. Have anything else?
That is all that I had on my agenda that I can that I've got noted here at this moment. Do you guys have anything for me?
I don't personally. Anybody else?
I appreciate you coming in virtually, and safe hiking, bud.
All right. Thank you guys. You guys have a good week, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
All right. Yep. Bye.
Anyone else have any comments, questions, concerns? Zoom, anyone have any comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.